Today I'm going to show you how to install Mac on Mac UniDec. So UniDec, probably most of you are familiar with this. That's why you're looking for a solution on how to install it from macOS. And for the ones who doesn't know what UniDec used for, it's a program that used to deconvolute raw data for mass spectrum, and then just like it will give you this the spectrum for mass spectrum, and then you could deconvolute it for you. Okay, so this program, you could find it in GitHub, but they only provide for Windows and then Linux software. Yeah, you can't find this one for there's no instructions on how to do it for macOS. So how do we do this? We have to use Python. So Python is gonna help us run UniDec on macOS. So to install Python, first we have to go and install this Homebrew. So you take this. I'm gonna leave this instructions for you. I have created the instructions, and I'm gonna leave it in the comment section or within this video. So just look for it. So the first thing, you have to type this thing into the terminal. So you open the terminal, you go to the search here, and you type terminal, and then you just take that first one over here. Hold on, sorry. Okay, so yeah, terminal, this one here. You just open the terminal, and then you take this first, copy it, and put it in here, and you hit enter. So it's gonna ask you for your password. You just put your password in there. Oh my god, I don't know my password. That's weird. Okay, let's try again. There we go. I should work. Okay, it's gonna ask you, are you sure you want to continue? You'll hit enter, and then just make sure you wait for it until it's done. Okay, it's all done. Now we're gonna install Python. So go ahead and copy that. Brew install Python. There we go. So this is showing because I already have it, but I just want to show you how. So now to verify that you have Python into your computer, just do Python 3 -- version. This will tell you if Python exists in your system. So you see it exists, and this is the version for it, 3.13.2. So now after creating our Python, so now we have to create an environment within this Python. So to do this, we have to do this Python. Now take that code. We're gonna create a virtual environment. So we already created this virtual environment. Good to go. And now we need to go activate or go to this virtual environment within this virtual environment. Why do we need a virtual environment? So we could install this weird programs that does not work on macOS, and such as UniDec. So like that's why we're created this virtual environment. And now we have to go in this virtual environment. So to go in the virtual environment, we take this source code, and when you put it in here, it's going to take you to inside this virtual environment. How do you know you're inside the virtual environment? If you have this myenv, my virtual environment, so that means you are within, currently I'm within this virtual environment. So now I could install 3 different programs. The first one is UniDec, so we're gonna do pop install UniDec. Here we go, and we'll wait for it. It's already installed, and now we're gonna go install this next one, wx python. So you could take pop install this one. So now it's installed this one before. We already have it, but it's gonna take a time for you, but then you get it done. Next thing, we want to just verify that this wx python it's installed into your computer. So you could take this code just to verify you have it, and you should get something that has like 4.2.2 whatever. So like you see, I have 4.2.2. And the next thing you need to install is mono. So mono, you take brew, install mono. So go ahead and install mono. It's gonna wait for you to, there you go. I already have it, so we installed it. And the next thing, we want to verify that mono is installed. So you take mono -- version, and you get this data over here showing that mono is actually installed into your computer. Now the next thing we want to do is we set python net to mono. So the mono that we just installed, we want to set it up with python net. So how we do this, we take this code, can export this file, so it's already exported, and now we want to permanently keep this change. We don't want to do it every single time we're running UniDec. So like, just do it now, and then you don't worry about it later. Okay, so now it's done. This step, I like, this is a troubleshoot step, just in case if UniDec, now at this point you could run UniDec, right? There's no problem with it. So now if you have a problem and it's not running properly, you go back to this step, and then you delete UniDec, and then you reinstall it and see if that solves your problem. So that's normally, most of the time, works fine. And another thing, like sometimes if you have a raw file with your data and you try to upload it to UniDec, it could run it. But then if it does not run it, or you run into a problem, it does not run into this UniDec for macOS, I recommend converting your raw file into mzml file. There's one program that does that for you, so you could look it up online and just convert it. And after getting this mzml file, you could upload it to UniDec and it should work fine. So if you run into this trouble where raw file does not, or UniDec is not able to read the raw file, then just come back to this step. So what you need to do, you'll select this first, put it in here. It's gonna pull this program for you. So now you need to go and find this line. So you either do, maybe you do, let's see if I could find it through here. Yeah, I'm not able to find it. So what you could do, you could just go down, it's going down. It's it is somewhere in here. So let's find it right here. So that's the one you want to delete. So you're just gonna delete that one, or you could just put return, or you just replace it with this thing. You can copy that and just like put it in. It's actually, this one. Yeah, just make sure like you have the correct one. That's thermal import or file path. So yeah, you just put it here instead. So you find that, right, and you place it with this one. So you take that and you just put it in here. I'm not gonna do it for mine because mine is working fine. But if yours does not work, you could always do that, and then you could exit. So you'll do X and then you exit, and Control X and exit, and then you could press Y and then enter. Just press Y and enter. It's just gonna ask you, are you sure you want to keep these changes? You say yes, and then after that you press enter to continue. At this point, the UniDec is ready to go, so you just run it. So I'm gonna run it. So you just go ahead and just run it like that, and hit enter. It's gonna run. It's a little bit slow. There we go. So here's your UniDec. It looks weird. I have defined these buttons for you. So the first one is just simple UniDec, just like this UniDec, right? And then the next one, this is for data conversion. So if you click on the second one, it's gonna bring that. So collect data. And then for this last one, the third one over here, this is gonna bring that up. And this one, spectrometry, there we go. And then the last one here, this is for the processing. So there's only these 5 functions or 4 functions available with UniDec. So let's run it. So we're gonna click on the first one, just simple UniDec, go to file, find this one, and click, voila. So you have your spectrum. Sorry, I have a dark mode, that's why you don't see everything here, but if you have a light mode, you should be able to see all these numbers. So just for mine, because I have this dark mode right now. So you have this, your spectra. So yeah, you could upload it, and then you will use it as, like, if you know how to use it. So like, if you select this area over here and you right click, it's gonna set up your parameter for you. So yeah, that's UniDec. And yeah, so assuming that you start with a new terminal, so if you go to new terminal, just like terminal, and if you just go ahead and just run this like that, like just like click Python M UniDec launcher. So if you do that, it's not gonna recognize that one. And the reason why, because remember we created this virtual environment and we installed this UniDec into the virtual environment. So to access the virtual environment, you need to first enter the virtual environment. So you take this source and you enter the virtual environment. I don't know if you remember earlier, I told you if there is my environment and then your name, that means you are within. So you can see over here, if we click, okay, that's the receipt. Okay, base. There you go. And now see, this is my environment, and then your name. This, I mean, you are within the virtual environment. Now you could run UniDec if you want to. So I can copy like that. It's gonna run it for you. Okay, so now if you don't want to deal with that, you just have to just copy both of these together. Like, so like if we start over, just go to new terminal, right, and just like copy both of this, like just take both of these codes together, just paste it like that, voila. that should open for you the UniDec. There we go. Alrighty, thank you so much for watching, and feel free to leave a comment in my comments on this video, just if you're running into any trouble or need help with anything. Okay, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.